All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We join this action live as we have just concluded the top of the first inning as the Carey Blue Devils have taken the lead 1-0. We head to the bottom of the first. Tiffin Columbian will be up to bat next. Nate Mullins joining you live from Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes Field. With Greg Kinn on the call, we have Austin Rodriguez running the cameras for us tonight. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Tonight's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Of course, we'll take a moment and thank all of our sponsors. Make sure I have that sponsor list pulled up here.
Well, you can look right on the screen here if you need
There it is right here. I want to thank all of our sponsors, including Clouse Electric, Feasel's Frame and Collision, MST Sauce Company, 5 Star Maintenance, Culligan Water, Seitz Financial Services, and First National Bank of Sycamore, all proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, excited to bring you this matchup here between Tiffin Columbian and Carey, our first softball game here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And, of course...
Yeah, I was almost going to say of this year, but of ever.
Yes, yes.
Now, I've been to a couple here. My niece played softball for a few years in the middle school age there, and came down here and spent a few good hours watching some softball games. And it's just as entertaining as the baseball games, that's for sure. No doubt about that.
I will say that top half of the first inning went really quickly. We did have our camera set up in a live area, so we were told we had to move it, so that's the cause for the delay. That's why we weren't able to get started on time, but we do appreciate your patience today.
So what you're saying is we missed the first pitch?
Yes, we did miss the first pitch, brought to you by... Oh, look at that. That is just absolutely beautiful. Brought to you by our friends at Feasel's Frame and Collision. I didn't want to cut off your graphic, Greggy, because that was just absolutely tasty. Once again, a huge shout out and a thank you to our friends at Feasel's Frame and Collision, including Jeff Feasel, one of our good friends, fellow coach. Spent some time coaching with him, didn't you, Greggy?
Oh, yeah.
I coached his boy the first year he was with Tiffin Youth Football, and then you coached him in his second year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's going to be pretty special. He's an athlete.
Well, he's definitely raised right in that family there, man.
And we'll get underway here. We'll go through the lineups for both teams. We'll start with the home team, Tiffin Columbian, as up to bat right now, Addie Smith. Tonight, this is your pitcher. All right, she gets a hold of that one, fouls it at the plate. So 0-2 the count now on Addie Smith. Gracie Chester doing the catching tonight. You have Caitlin Bates at third base. The 0-2 in the dirt. 1-2 the count now. Let me see if I can pull up, because I only have last names on this lineup card here, so I do want to make sure I do the players justice here. And I know on the N10 site I can get a full roster here. Yeah, absolutely. So I can get first names for these girls. Great. So, pitching on the mound today.
Number 12, Gracie Chester.
Let's see, Mackenzie Simmons. Simons. Want to know the count here on Gracie Chester, the catcher today. Senior Gracie Chester. I'm going to look every time, Greg. You know it's going to happen every time I'm looking.
It's one of those things that I never think about until we're in the game and it's happening. Then I'm like, man, why do we always get such good close parking spots? Oh, this is the only sport where you get that.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, I got a parking spot right next to the field. How is that even possible? Right at here, I mean, it wasn't late, but it was a little bit later than usual. But, man, that's why we get those good parking spots, because you don't want them. You're not supposed to want them. A 2-1 from Simmons. That one's in the dirt. 3-1 the count. 3-1 from Simons. That one's in there. Full count now on Gracie Chester. And she gets a hold of that one down the third base side. She's going to leg that one out for a single, as that one goes off the heel of the glove of the third baseman. And Gracie Chester earns her way on board with a one-out single. That should be scored a single. I mean, that was a hard play for the third baseman to make there. I know it went off her glove, but she would have had a hard throw to make either way. So that'll bring up Caitlin Bates.
Number 13, the third baseman, Caitlin Bates.
Caitlin Bates playing third base tonight for Tiffin Columbian. Another senior for this Tornado squad. Starting out the season 2-2. Carey on the season, I believe, is 7-2. Yes, 7-2, according to the N10 website. That one fouled straight back. Got a nice cut at that one. That one always wakes you up, doesn't it?
I will say, Nate, that I can't. Obviously, I don't see what our stream looks like live right now to people. It has been fluctuating a little bit here in our settings, so if it's not the greatest, we apologize. And like we said before, these are always recorded.
Yep.
If it's not that good of a quality, we'll make sure that we upload the better quality later. But hopefully, everybody's getting to enjoy this one.
It's odd. I'm getting pretty good signal down here on my phone. We got the same service. That one's right between the third baseman and the shortstop for another single. And now runners on first and second with one out.
That's what it is. You're taking up all the service down here.
That's what it is. Figure out a way to hook it up to my phone.
I swear some days it really just, I think it depends on the day. Because you can be a block down the road and get better internet than you are right here right now.
Or maybe we could literally be a table over and get better internet.
Yeah,
right
it's happened.
That first pitch from Simons in there for a strike. 0-1 the count.
I like that Columbian has the gold jerseys on today, because that was just a wild guess of mine that they'd be wearing gold today, put the gold color for them.
A swing and a miss by Heyman. Layla Heyman at the plate. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Heyman goes down swinging.
The shortstop, number 7, Avery Landers.
So 2 outs now, runners at first and second for Avery Landers, the shortstop. First pitch in there from Simon. She seems to be settling in a little bit now. She worked her way through that last batter, 1, 2, 3. 4 straight strikes here from Simons. 2 down, 1-0 Carey. That one fouled off to the right. And a nice cut there by Landers. Mackenzie Simons at the rubber and gets that one. Fielded by the second baseman, throws to first, and that'll be the end of the first inning. 1-0 your score, Carey on top of Tiffin Columbian. As we head to the second inning, we'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at Tornado Field, Tornado Softball Field. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you. We've got Austin Rodriguez on the camera here with us today. Thank you for tuning in with us today on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Speaking of tuning in, speaking of the day, how beautiful is it out? I know we said this yesterday, Nate,
Good Lord.
but I think it was a copy past the day from yesterday to today.
I mean, you couldn't ask for better weather.
Speaking of
Literally.
weather, who brings us the weather here?
Well, you know, it's our good friends at Clouse Electric.
Oh,
Oh, that's tasty right there, Greggy. Oh, man. Clouse Electric, one of our proud sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports, bringing you the weather report. It is 80 degrees, partly cloudy, although you wouldn't be able to tell it because it is absolutely beautifully sunny out right now.
yeah, I was going to say, if you want to call those clouds.
I was going to say, I haven't seen very many clouds.
I'm having a hard time seeing the computer screen out here.
The 1-0 is fouled straight back and into the road. 1-1 the count. Addie Smith on the mound for Tiffin Columbian. The 1-1. That one's high. 2-1 the count. Kyla Orions at the plate for Carey. She fouls that one. Looked like that one was off the plate. And that one low. 3-2 the count. Full count. On Orleans, that one swing and a miss. And a strikeout by Addie Smith. That was nicely done there by Smith.
You ever notice that they throw that ball with such force? You ever hear them like when they smack their own leg, when they spin they wind their arm around, it's like whack, and I'm like, man, that's gotta hurt.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the way of it. That one pops straight up, pitcher underneath of it, and makes the play for a quick out. As Addie Smith now working on a 4-pitch inning here with 2 outs.
Up next, number 9, Kinley Phillips.
And the last batter was Megan Littlejohn. This one,
I feel like she was on the
Kylie
basketball
Phillips.
team. I'm pretty sure that Tommy had to make his Little John references over and over again.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I was like, I've heard that name.
Phillips playing first base here tonight. That one in there, right down the middle. And it was swing and a miss. Strike 3. She goes down swinging, and that's the end of the top of the first, or top of the second, I'm sorry. And the bottom of the second coming up next. As Tiffin Columbian gets a turn at the plate. 1-0 Carey.
I was looking at the camera shot. I was going to say, let's listen in now to all their secrets. Just kidding. We don't have the mic on.
Once again, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. First pitch today was brought to you by Feasel's Frame and Collision. Our weather report brought to you by Clouse Electric. Keys to the game brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. And the announcer cam brought to you by 5 Star Maintenance. Stick around for the postgame show presented by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, where we will crown our player of the game, presented by MST Sauce Company. We also want to thank Culligan Water, Seitz Financial Services, and First National Bank of Sycamore for all their contributions here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Olivia Steinmetz will lead off the bottom of the second for the Tornadoes. Steinmetz playing second base here. Fouled back. Got a little piece of it there. Second inning of work for Mackenzie Simons. That one a little high, got away from Simons. 1-1 the count. Olivia Steinmetz. The 1-1. Fouled straight back, and it's going to stay away from the blue car. Okay, good. We're good. We're good. She's still in the running for player of the game. Just to let you know, if it's any player that hits that car, you're not getting the player of the game award.
You had a great game, but you...
Sorry, but... Surprised they're not making Austin wear a helmet down there.
I just thought it was funny that this side's on live play or whatever, but that side's not.
Swing and a miss. And a strikeout as they throw down to first to get the out. Got away from the catcher there initially.
Up next, number 2,
One out.
Alexis Lefty Caldwell.
That'll bring up Alexis Caldwell, the lefty. Playing right field tonight. That one. A little bit inside there as she scoots out of the way. Caldwell back into the batter's box now. The 1-0 from Simons. That one's outside. Squared to bunt, but then pulled it back. And now a 2-0 count on Caldwell. That one squared up and bunted down the right side, and it's going to go foul just before the first baseman gloves it. Good job out of the box there by Caldwell. She got down the line quickly and made that a troublesome play for the first baseman if it would have stayed fair. Man, it's so nice out.
It's crazy how in the game of baseball, like, you know, every little inch, every second counts. How fast do you get to taking off to that base? Because, like, it's unbelievable how many times the runner gets there at the same time the ball gets there, and you're just like, oh my God, how do you decide that without like replay and stuff? You know?
Yeah.
We saw that yesterday where there was definitely a throw that you were like, I don't know about that.
There's always those bang-bang plays. There was one last year, I remember, during a game. I think it was an Old Fort Calvert game. I had a parent ask me for, can you give me a clip of that? Can you send that to me? Well, you can find that on our Facebook page or also on our YouTube page, and you can go ahead and make a clip of it yourself.
We make it all easily available.
Everything's out there. 1-0 Carey. Alexis Caldwell with a full count. Simon skips it in there, and Caldwell earns her way on board with a 1-out walk. That was a good at-bat there by Caldwell. She worked the count, got up 2-0, and then Simons came back to even the count at 2-2, and she worked her way back on with a walk. That'll bring up Aaron Mackling. That one high and outside. 1-1 the count. The 1-1 squared up, and that one was going to be outside, but she was in the zone, so that one's a strike. 1-2 the count.
Not sure what happened with that camera over there.
Well, darn. We
Disconnected
tried.
for some reason.
That one on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. And a nice pitch there from Simons to get the strikeout. 2 down now.
3, Emma Doherty.
That'll bring up Emma Dougherty.
She got that Dougherty in her.
I think it's actually Dougherty.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
how
and a
about that?
steal by Caldwell as she scoots her way down to second base and beats the throw there. Nicely done there by Alexis Caldwell. Emma Dougherty, left fielder tonight, gets a hold of that one, skies it straight up to the third baseman who squeezes it for the final out. That's going to do it for the second inning. 1-0 Carey as we head to the third inning. Blue Devils coming back up to the bat. Greg, it is an absolutely gorgeous day. Man, I just can't get enough of this.
I was already looking ahead to the weather, you know, like next week, and I'm already sad. Like, it's not even comparable to this. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it ain't comparable to
We're
this.
getting spoiled. That's what it is.
No doubt about it. Like, you can keep your 50s and stuff for highs.
Monday, look at that. Our next broadcast, it's going to be 51 and raining. Hopefully we get that one in. Yeah, we are set to broadcast Columbian and Clyde next Monday. Just across the street over there at Tornado Field. But weather forecast not looking very friendly at this moment. We'll have to wait and see how it shakes out, though. Because you know Ohio. You don't like the weather? Wait a few minutes. It'll change. Once again, a huge shout-out to our sponsors, presenting sponsors, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, as well as Clouse Electric, Feasel's Frame and Collision, MST Sauce Company, 5-Star Maintenance, Culligan Water, Seitz Financial Services, and First National Bank of Sycamore. All proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We begin the top half of the third inning. Carey on top, 1-0, and back up to the plate. Austin Pinkerton at the plate for the Blue Devils. Allison Pinkerton, sorry. Allison. Can't read. It looked like Austin for a second, but it is Allison. That one high. 3-0 the count now. Addie Smith working on her third inning of work now. The 3-0. That one right down the middle.
You got a real nice view of that from right here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could almost reach over and just dust off home plate for him.
That one fouled back, so job by Smith here to battle back and work count full. The 3-2 count on Pinkerton. That one low, and she works her way on board with a leadoff walk. That'll bring up Reagan Kessler. Kessler playing right field tonight. We have a pinch runner here for the Blue Devils.
I'll let you know.
Number 6, the pinch runner. That is Eleanor Cole over there at first base for the Blue Devils. Addie Smith on the mound. The 0-1. Right down the middle. 0-2 the count now. The 0-2, that one's high. Kessler takes for a ball. Also now it wants to wake back up.
I got that back on, but now I'm looking at this.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's not something that anything, so I'm sure it just looks like a blocky mess right now. Now it's like trying to pick it back up. I'm unsure why we're having issues with that right now.
It just doesn't make any sense why we would be. Oh, it's warm. That's probably why. It's hot. Let's see if we can put this thing back down in the shade. Maybe it's not so bad. And safe at first is the pinch runner, but the batter is out. We got one down now.
Yeah, I got that camera back on and working, but it also goes with the internet, so it gets jumpy and stuff. You see it. the wonders of technology.
Oh
They have
yeah,
cool
that's
wireless
fun.
things, but they work when they want to.
Addie Smith, that one in there, actually a little bit low there from Smith. 1-0 the count. Grounded to the shortstop from her knees. She
nice.
throws to second for the first out. So they get the lead runner. And now 2 down. Nicely done there by the shortstop.
Number 12, Julia.
What do I feel like? At least these girls here today are a little bit nicer than some of the boys I've seen playing baseball, where they just truck into each other. Did you see that one there? She's like, "I got the ball," and hey, we don't really want to hit each other too hard. All right,
Right.
out. It's like, you're trying to get hurt. I'm out. I know it.
Scoop throw to
Ooh.
first, but that one's going to be safe.
Wow.
Not in time is the throw. And it's nicely done there to beat that one out.
Number 8,
Julia Broadman.
I might have got that one on replay. See if we can look at that one again. See if we can see the throw be made here. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Runners on first and second. 2 down. That one high. 1-0 the count. 1-0 Carey here in the top of the third. Addie Smith, the 1-0 is in there for a strike to even the count at 1-1. That one fouled down the left side. 1-2 the count now. Today's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. If you are out there looking for a new vehicle, don't go out there alone and don't go out there without a pre-approval. Head over to our friends at Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Get yourself pre-approved before you go out hunting for any kind of new big purchase. That pitch upstairs. So it's now 2-2 the count. Kenzie Simons at the plate. The 2-2 is drilled into center field. That one gets by the center fielder all the way to the fence. And the throw into the infield is going to get past the shortstop. Nobody home there. And another run will score. And the throw to the third baseman gets the runner at third base. So Simons gives herself a little bit of insurance here. She tacks on 2 more runs with that RBI double, but tried to leg it out into a triple and ended up getting tagged out at third. So that's the end of the top of the third. We'll head to the bottom of the third. 3-0 Carey.
Yeah, it happened so fast. I can't believe they got 2 runs in there just so quickly like that right before they got that last out. You know. Yeah, it's not being very kind to us at all right now.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to get
Like, I think we're definitely going to have to probably upload this one, but I had no problem doing that, so. Because I can't imagine it looks very good right now with it running like that.
Yeah. Well, for those of you watching at home,
Yeah,
we apologize.
We had pretty decent internet there to start.
Yeah, for the first part.
And then look at that.
Yeah, it
Well,
jumps
oh
up
my
and then
goodness.
bounces back down.
Dude, it just went from 2,000 to 200.
That's ridiculous.
Thank goodness for recording.
Number 11, the pitcher,
Jeez.
Addie Smith.
Well, I took my phone. For some reason, my phone wanted to connect to it. So I took my phone off of it, and now all of a sudden it's doing a lot better. So hopefully that'll hold. I don't know. I don't know. With technology, it's just dumb.
Go, Addie. Mason, you got this.
Yeah, that's supposed to be running at like 2,000 or more.
Yeah.
Oh. Some heat
In
on that
there
one.
for a strike as Simons fires that one in there. And she is fired up.
Her internet must not be working either.
She's pretty stoked after driving in those 2 runs and giving herself a little bit more breathing room here. It's 3-0 Carey. And a swing and a miss by Addie Smith.
That was a nice pitch there. That thing came in, looked like it had a lot of heat on it, and then it kind of slowed down.
Yeah. That one high. Right at Greg's face, if not for that fence.
Oh, thank goodness. My beautiful face.
It's starting to creep back up there,
I'm
so
trying.
maybe me keeping my phone off of the Wi-Fi might help, you know.
Yeah, I took mine off it right at the beginning because I didn't like how iffy it was being.
I didn't understand why it was on. Usually my phone's not connected to that. So
one.
strike 3 called. Simons is dealing right now.
The catcher, number 12, Gracie Chester.
How to bring up Gracie Chester, the catcher. First pitch high, 1-0 the count now on Chester. That one foul tipped. 1-1 the count now. That one drilled into right field. Back, and gone. I think we can give one of those for that. That was a beautiful shot by Gracie Chester down the right field line.
See, I think I got a reason on that. Hopefully I pushed the button. So watch it cross over here first. Oh, yeah. Look at that one just sailing. Going.
Doing a little flexing for the cameras there. What a shot by Gracie Chester. Brings the Tornadoes back to within 2. It's 3-1, Carey.
Third baseman, Caitlin Bates.
That'll bring up the third baseman, Caitlin Bates. Huh?
Somebody tripping over my cord and pulling it.
Uh-oh.
My camera cord.
Oh, no. No, somebody just pulled on the cord a little bit over there. I usually do a better job of hiding cables, but we had to readjust on the fly, so. That one high, 1-1 the count. Once again, we appreciate the hospitality and the accommodations from the home team here. We were able to get up and get set up pretty quickly. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count now on Bates. Caitlin Bates, the third baseman. The 1-2 from Simons. That one skied high to the second baseman. And Littlejohn will squeeze that one for the second out.
Number 2, the DP, Layla Heyman.
That'll bring up Layla Heyman. Swing and a miss from Heyman. And she's kind of picking up where she left off there in the first because she took a couple of really good hacks at a couple of pitches from Simons. Went down swinging, but she was trying to get after it. There she gets into that one and sends that one between the second baseman and second base. Nicely done there by Heyman as she works her way aboard with a 2-out single.
The shortstop, number 7, Avery.
Throwing all kinds of dust behind you. Did you get some in
Yeah.
your face there?
Yeah, a little bit. A little. That'll bring up Avery Landers, the shortstop.
Oh,
She fouls that one back and scares the out of me. The 0-1 in there for a strike. 0-2 the count now. Runner at first base, 2 down. 0-2 the count. Kenzie Simons comes set, the pitch. That one fouled off to the right. A little bit behind that one, but she squared up on it pretty good. That one in there. Strike 3 called. That's the end of the third inning. Well done by Kenzie Simons to get out of that one with minimal damage done. Just a 1-run homer by Gracie Chester. But the Tornadoes do get on the board. 3-1 your score. Carey on top. We head to the top of the fourth. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Five-Star Maintenance, their mission is to exceed the expectations of their clients. If your commercial construction project needs immediate attention, their highly skilled team is ready to tackle even the most challenging jobs. Give them a call today at 419-443-0414. You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at Tornado Field. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you here. We got Austin Rodriguez on the cameras. Top of the fourth, Blue Devils coming up to bat. Up next, Riley Rowe leads off the top of the fourth inning. 3-1 Carey. After the Blue Devils plated 2 and the Tornadoes got 1 on the strength of that Gracie Chester home run.
Got all that one.
Yeah.
Man, is there any better feeling in baseball than hitting a home run?
Just squaring up on one of them and letting it drive.
Knowing that you got all of it, and just boom.
I don't think there is any better feeling.
And then on the other side of that, there's the ones that you just miss and you watch them sail off foul or something. You're like, oh, come on, I almost had that one.
The 1-0. That one squared up and hit deep.
Oh, my goodness.
And the center fielder there to make the play.
Yeah.
What a play there
Wow.
by Issa Aller.
I think that one deserves a replay here, Nate. We're going to take a look at that one again. Let's see this. You got a big old hit here.
Number 11.
Boom. Sailing. Look at this. This is incredible. Over the fence.
Wow, what a snag by Aller.
Looked like she had go-go gadget arms there for a second. Man, I'm still in shock that she even got there. I thought that one was gone.
Yeah, it was pretty close to being either double off the fence or over the fence, for sure.
She definitely had to reach over the fence to grab that one. So
Around
it was
the
gone.
shortstop.
Uh-oh.
Gloves,
She
throws,
wasn't on
safe.
base.
Pulls her off the bag just a little bit with the throw. But I think the runner would have beat it out, honestly. She was hustling out of the box.
Number 3, Megan Little.
That was a tough play to make there. Of course, I got to remember to correct myself if I say 90 feet. It's definitely not 90. It's 60 feet here from base to base. Did you notice that, Greggy? There's 30
Now that
feet
you mention
difference.
it.
Yep.
I thought it looked a little more Greggy-sized baseball field.
And that one, a little dribbler back to the pitcher. Gloves throws to
Ooh,
first
nice.
for the second out of the inning. But that'll move the runner over to second base. 2 outs.
Number 9, Kenley Phillips.
That'll bring up Kenley Phillips. Yes. Finally.
Ooh.
And Phillips takes a swing at that one, but
I tell you, it's so weird when I'm watching the screen instead of watching the live action because there's just that, like, half-second of delay where you hear that swack, where, you know, it hits the mitt or the bat hits it before, like, I hear it right before I actually see it on the screen, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? What happened? And that's why the balls come flying in my face and scare the crap out of me.
Right.
I look up from the screen.
Strike 3
Nice.
called.
Wow.
What a pitch by Addie Smith.
Yeah.
She froze up the hitter there as Kenley Phillips. I don't know if she agreed with that one, but either way, that was a heck of a pitch by Smith to get out of that one. 3-1 your score. Carey on top of Tiffin Columbian. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn here with you. Take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for bringing you today's broadcast. Thanks to our presenting sponsors, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, as well as Clouse Electric, Feasel's Frame and Collision, MST Sauce Company, 5 Star Maintenance, Culligan Water, Seitz Financial Services, and First National Bank of Sycamore. All proud sponsors here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. Without those sponsors, we would not be here today, folks. We would not be able to broadcast any sports without these sponsors, but especially like this season, this is crucial. Baseball season, I mean, there's not any other media in this area that covers baseball. The advertisers send some people to the games, obviously. Yeah, they're here to cover the games, but live media, there's no other live media here. There's parents that want that, but there's no other live media other than us doing what we do, Greg. So
Well, I tell you, Nate, I just do it for the peanuts and Cracker Jack, man.
I know. I know.
But, you know, so having sponsors and, you know, it's nice, too.
I'll remember that next time you ask for money.
Hey, no.
I'm going to have peanuts and Cracker Jacks at the studio for you now. Here you go, man. It's your weekly pay.
Can't wait to see the Tiffin reports after that one.
100 block Washington Street man reports.
Somebody tried to pay it with peanuts and crack.
Cracker Jack box shoved up the no.
The second baseman, number
You gotta save that for the podcast.
Yeah, that's the Patreon podcast. 3-1 your score. Carey on top of Tiffin Columbian as we start the bottom half of the fourth inning.
I know it's a side note, but speaking of podcasts, why couldn't Eric have picked this week to do the bike ride?
Right?
It's gonna suck next week.
Come on, man.
I can't stop thinking about it when I look all around me, and it's just so gorgeous out here today, man.
I don't want it to end ever.
And
Like, this is the weather it needs to be here all the time.
And you can see it and you can feel it, the vibes and stuff. There's so many people sitting out here today.
That one high and outside. 1-1 the count. 79 and beautiful. That's all I got to say about today.
Actually says?
Yes, that's what the weather report is.
79 and beautiful.
Thanks to Clouse Electric for that weather report. 79 and beautiful. Get outside.
It's the most official weather forecast that you'll find. It is really nice outside and warm.
Get outside. It's nice. Simons comes set. The pitch in there and a swing and a miss.
Number 4, Alexis Caldwell.
That was Olivia Steinmetz. That'll bring up Alexis Caldwell.
Man,
Caldwell, the right fielder.
I am such a sucker for a little attention to detail things. You see they got like a tornado on the back of the baseball pants right here, like got the belt loops at.
Yes.
That's so cool. I seen they have on the sleeves, and then I seen some of the helmets had them right on the front. That's my kind of stuff, man.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen, like, hanging under their helmets, they have, like, I don't know if it's their, like, head gear or some kind of maybe hair gear or something, but the Colombian girls have their names imprinted on them. Like, they're, like,
that's like,
I don't know what you want to call sublimated into it.
I'm assuming that's to pull their hair back and when they put the helmets on and stuff.
Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm a sucker for that kind of
dude,
stuff.
Personalized things.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
You know, I love it. I love it. Especially, I mean, ever since we started doing this stuff, man, I pay a lot more attention to the details and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sitting here looking at the font that they use on the uniforms and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's really cool with the outlining and the style of it.
Yeah, the number 4 looks really cool. Like the actual numerals themselves look really cool.
I really like these uniforms.
And that one just misses the strike zone there. 1-1 the count. Alexis Caldwell steps back into the batter's box. 3-1 Carey, your score. Simon's pitch is in there for a strike. That'll make your count 1-2 on Caldwell. The 1-2 swung on and dribbled down the right sideline, and that is going to be an out. Baseline, not sideline, darn it. Baseline.
I thought you was the baseball guy.
Still in I don't know, like I'm still in basketball mode, I guess. I don't know. It's only our second baseball game, so.
I mean, the Cavs are still in the playoffs, and it's kind of hard to be out of basketball mode when things are still happening.
Swing and a miss. Aaron Mackling at the plate,
I tell you what,
first baseman.
for us, it's definitely not the same for baseball people because baseball people have been in baseball mode.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear him yesterday when we said that was our first game? They're like, really, just now?
Just now. Oh, yeah, they've been in the baseball mode for almost 2 months now. And Mackling
Nice play there.
swings at it and hits it up the middle. That one's thrown to first for the final out here in the fourth inning. 3-1 Carey is your score. We'll head to the top of the fifth. Blue Devils coming up to bat. Step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Clouse Electric is a veteran and family-owned full-service electrical contracting firm that has grown to be a first-class electrical contractor serving Northwest Ohio. Their mission is to provide high-quality commercial and industrial electrical projects in a timely manner. They do this by forming and training a professional team of employees
who are dedicated to their core values, conscious of safe work practices, all while forming long-term relationships with their customers. Visit their website for more information at clouseelectric.com. You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at Tornado Field. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you today. Austin Rodriguez on the camera. Thanks for tuning in here. Today's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Beautiful day for baseball and softball. Our first official softball broadcast here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We want to thank you for tuning in here with us. Addie Smith starting her 5th inning of work here. Fires that one in there for a first pitch strike. Allison Pinkerton at the plate. Pinkerton to the shortstop. Gloves and throws to first for the first out of the inning.
That's a nice play there.
Very nicely done there.
I can't believe how quickly they got the ball and got it over to first base.
Avery Landers with a nice play there at short. That'll bring up Reagan Kessler. Kessler fouls that one off to the right. The 0-1. That one drilled into left field. That one's going to fall for a base hit. And she will stay at first with a 1-out single. Nice piece of hitting there. That'll bring up Riley Broadman, the shortstop. Swing and a miss by Broadman there. 0-1 the count.
That was a nice pitch. I thought she had that one.
The 0-1. Swung on, hit to the shortstop. She's going to go to second for the first out. Throw to first is not in time, so they get the lead runner. And now 2 outs. And that'll bring up Julia Broadman.
Number 12, Julia Broadman.
Broadman playing center field tonight. Swung on and fouled back. 0-1 the count. Smith starting to kind of settle into a little bit of a groove here, Greggy. And she did give up those 2 in the third, but starting to feel a little bit more comfortable here. Swing and a miss by Broadman.
Yeah, it seems as if though she almost has a little more control now with those pitches. Like you said, feeling more comfortable with them.
The 0-2. Foul tip, so Broadman just got a piece of it to stay alive. 2 down, 0-2 the count on Julia Broadman. Runner at first base. Here's the pitch from Addie Smith. Swung on, foul tipped back. Once again, Broadman just takes a stab at it to stay alive. The 0-2. Ooh, just a bit outside and low. 1-2 the count now on Broadman. The 6th pitch of this at bat. Swung on, hit in between first and second base. Well done by Broadman. What an at bat. But now they got the runner trapped between second and third. And unfortunately, the second baseman or the shortstop doesn't run her back far enough. And she's able to make it back to second base. But a nice job there by Broadman at the. I mean, that was a heck of an at-bat, being down 0-2 in the count, fouling off a couple pitches, and then taking that pitch that I thought was really close. I mean, that was a heck of a pitch to take on the 0-2 count to work it to 1-2, and then she found a pitch she liked, squared up on it, and got herself on board. Oh, and 1 the count now on Mackenzie Simons, the pitcher. Simons tattoos that one in between short and third base. Throw to the plate, and that's going to be not in time, as another run will score for the Blue Devils. It's now 4-1, Carey. That's my fault. I'm sorry, Addie. I said you were just settling in and getting comfortable, and then as soon as I say that.
Number 10, Riley Rowe.
That'll bring up Riley Rowe. The 0-1. Hit to the shortstop, but it eats her up. She throws to first, and not in time, as another run will score. That'll make it 5-1, Carey. Runners at the corners now. It's still 2 down.
Number 11, Kyla Oriens.
That'll bring up Kyla Orleans. That one low, and the runner is going to steal from first to second without a throw. Riley Rowe now on second base. Mackenzie Simons at third. Swing and a miss. Simons is responsible for 3 RBIs here tonight. And she's also responsible for shutting down the Tornado offense, other than that 1 home run by Gracie Chester. Swung on, chopped back, up the middle. Shortstop throws to first, and she's out. So nicely done there by the Blue Devils, as they were able to plate 2 more runs in that inning. 5-1 your score. Tiffin Columbian coming up to bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Thanks for tuning in here on today's broadcast, presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Greggy, I know you're kind of a picky eater, but you got to have a go-to at Mexican restaurant. I mean, come on, everybody has a go-to. What's your go-to? What's your? I mean, you like the tacos with just cheese, right? Meat and cheese.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not that I'm picky about their food. It's, I'm just picky about the foods that I eat. So
That's
I just go there and get the things that I do enjoy, which is basically meat, cheese, sour cream, things like that. But it's the stuff that they have that I do eat is just ridiculously delicious.
Oh.
And that queso dip, oh my God! You can just give me a gallon of that right now.
Yes, I'll take a picture, por favor. A picture of margaritas? No, a picture
no.
of queso.
Don't want that.
It's that good, I'm telling you.
I'm trying to get white cheese wasted.
That's good stuff. And, of course, I mean, you talk about Xcaret. I mean, everybody knows that's the place to go when you're looking for Mexican food, right? But did you know that if you have a big party, if you're having a big party and you're thinking, like, I want to get some catered food, I don't want to mess with the food, I'm just, it's kind of a hassle when you're having a big party. You got to host everything. You don't want to mess with the food. Call them up. They do nacho platters. They do taco buffets. Like last year at the MST golf outing, they provided a nacho buffet, Greg. And when I say it was a nacho buffet, I mean it was like everything you could possibly think to put on your nachos, including that glorious, delicious, white, creamy queso cheese that you could just drench your entire plate with.
What'd they bring for everybody else?
So like I said, folks, if you're you're having a big party and, you don't want to do the cooking, let our friends at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant do the cooking for you.
And I tell you what, if you're really curious about what they have, it's an oldie but a goodie. You go check out Mulling It Over. We did a whole restaurant review episode. So much good food.
Well hit into left field, and that one's going to get down for a base hit. She's going to try to leg it out into a double, and she's safe.
Really?
Well done there. She wasn't
Was,
so graceful on that one. She slid in there with some aggression.
I'm checking that one out again, Nate. I want to see that one again. Let's look at this. That was a close one, man. Let's see if we got this one. Check it out here. She hits it. Man, I can't believe she went for that second base.
Emma Dougherty just lined that one to left field.
Oh, my gosh. Man, I tell you.
Earned herself a double.
I'm going to watch that one back a few times, but I have to slow it down and watch it. I still can't tell.
Right? It was a bang-bang play at second base. 5-1 Carey. Nobody out here.
Oh,
that one hit into right field. This one's going to be playable, but not able to make the play as the right fielder. That one's going to get down, and another run will score from third.
Nice.
And Addie Smith legs her way into a triple.
You can have all that dirt there, Nate.
I'll take it, and my equipment's going to take all of it too. That's all right. No worries.
We got to get one of those like pop-up tent things that the people sit in.
That's what wipes are for. We're good.
So the inside of your computer is covered in dust. You got the inside wipes?
That'll bring up Gracie Chester. 5-2 your score now. As last time Chester was up to bat, she put that one right in between that Allstate and the Tiffin Pool Center sign.
So I say the Tiffin Pool Center is quite a ways away from here, Nate. You sure she hit it that far?
Yeah, it's pretty far. It was pretty far out there.
Sign.
That one in there for a strike on the outside corner as they look back the runner at third base. Addie Smith down there at third base, 5-2 your score. Kenzie Simons comes set, the pitch just outside as Chester works it to a 1-1 count. The 1-1 from Simons.
Ooh.
Hit back up the middle. Simons looks back the runner to third.
Ooh.
And she's going to be safe at third. All runners will be safe. So Simons, I don't know, she thought she maybe didn't have a play at first, but she just decided to go ahead and keep that runner at third base to keep the run, the damage to a minimum. But now you got runners at first and third with nobody out.
That, and she was facing that way when she made the play. She picked up the ball. I think it's just instinctively that's what she's looking at. So she's like, "There's the play, make it."
That's true. Momentum's taking you that way. That'll bring up Caitlin Bates, the third baseman. 5-2 Carey. That one on the outside corner for a strike.
Heading to second.
That one slammed up the middle for a base hit. That's going to score a run and possibly two, but the runner takes a slip at third.
She gets back up.
And she gets up, and she's still going to score in time.
Just like that, Nate.
And just like that, you're right, Greg. It is a one-run ball game. 5-4 is your score. And still nobody out with a runner at second base.
That was just a nice hit right there.
Yeah.
Nice spot, and then couldn't field the ball cleanly. Sent them both in. I can't believe she slipped over there and still got up and made it back.
I know. I thought she was going to go back, and then I'm like, no, just keep going.
Yeah, I think she was like, oh, I messed up. It's time to just stay here. And everybody's like, no. The ball's still clear out there.
Blue doing a good job of keeping a clean plate there.
Tell you what, man, I wouldn't want to be out there running bases on all that commotion either, because you got your teammates, you got your coaches, you got your fans, everybody shouting at you, run, stay. I'd be like, what? Stop.
Right? Who do I listen to?
Like, what am I supposed to be doing?
Listen to your instincts.
I slipped and fell. Chill out.
That one hit
Right between
in
them.
between the pitcher and the second baseman. Throw to first, gets away from the first baseman. Runner from second is going to score. We got a tie ball game. Tied at 5 apiece now, as the Tornadoes have scored 4 runs here in the bottom of the 5th to tie it up at 5 apiece.
They threw that ball to first base there, and she didn't field the ball cleanly, and it rolled behind her. And that coach over there was saying, "Go, go, go, go!" That's why I started going, "Run, run, run!" I was like, "Come on!" Not like she knew that it rolled past her like that. She was like, "Oh, this one's getting crazy all of a sudden."
We got a good game here. Five to 5 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Ooh,
That went in there for a strike.
that one had some anger on it, Nate.
It definitely did. Avery Landers at the plate. Simon's not happy about giving up those 4 runs. That one high. 1-1 the count. And, you know, Kenzie Simon, she's done it all tonight here. Those 3 RBIs. Going the distance so far. This one hit at the plate. It's going to stay fair. Throw down to first is going to be just in time to get the runner. But that'll move the runner over to third.
The second baseman, number 9, Olivia Steinmetz.
And that'll bring up Olivia Steinmetz, the second baseman.
That was a good job there by the catcher. Get up and get on that ball. Hey, pick it up, get in and make sure she had a good grip on it before she could throw it all the way down to first. Got her there just in time.
Heads up play. That one
Speaking of
fouled.
heads up. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, right next to you.
Not the blue car I was worried
The
about.
other
Okay.
blue car. Yeah, I was worried. I was totally worried about the blue car too.
I'm sure you were.
Wow, we just went from like nothing to like 3,500 and then back down to nothing.
Jesus, come on.
This will make for a good one when we re-upload it.
Ugh,
It makes no sense, man. It was doing so
none
good for a minute.
whatsoever. That one skied straight up in the air to the pitcher.
Nice.
Simons squeezes it for the second out.
Squeezes it and then just like glances over at third base. You see that?
Don't you?
She's like, yeah. She's like, don't even think about it. I got this.
Number 4, Alexis Lefty Caldwell.
I think she had a nickname. You say Alexis Lefty.
Lefty Caldwell, yes. Did you happen to see Brown Stadium's getting a name change?
Yeah, I saw they changed it back to just Cleveland Brown Stadium, at least for now.
And a little, controversy behind the First Energy name,
I'll tell you what, man.
And they're trying to steal from
It hit
third.
her. It hit the runner.
It hits the runner. She's safe at the plate.
Wow. That one just like dinged her right in the back.
I mean, she was right on line with the base path, but nothing you can really do in that situation if you're the catcher.
I need to bring that brush over here real quick. I'm going to need to see that for a second.
You need to brush off my road real quick here.
I forgot about this from last baseball season. We had this yesterday.
That's how all of our equipment got so dirty during baseball season last year. I remember that all the stuff from baseball season last year was well traveled.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, if it's Cleveland Browns Stadium, if they're looking for a new sponsor, a new name change, I'd hit up Lisette, man.
Yeah.
I can see it now. Xcaret Mexican Stadium. Something like that. We can work with the name.
That's great. Oh, we could run with that so much if we were off the air. We'll leave that one alone.
I could walk with that so much if we were off the air.
6-5, Tiffin Columbian on top. They've scored 5 runs here in the bottom of the 5th to take the lead for the first time here in the ball game.
Ooh.
That pitch low. 3-2 the count now. And Caldwell fouls it back. The count remains full at 3-2. 2 down. Simon's looking to close this one out here. That's a strike 3. And that's the end of the 5th inning. But the Tornadoes do the damage, and they take the lead. 6-5 is your score. Tiffin Columbian on top now. We'll step aside. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Legacy Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at Tornado Field. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you here today. Austin Rodriguez running the cameras for us. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports on a beautiful Thursday evening here on our first softball game of the year and of our careers. Addie Smith on the mound, her 6th inning of work here. Fires that one in there for a strike. Blue Devils did plate 2 in that last inning.
Yeah, I thought they were starting to kind of pull away with it there. Ooh, speaking of pulling away with it, that one got away right there.
Gets a little bit away from Addie Smith as she lost her release point on that one. 1-1 the count. 1-1 is hit into left field, and it gets down. Littlejohn's going to stretch that one out for a double, and she's in there safely. Well done there by Megan Littlejohn.
Number 9, Henley Phillips.
That'll bring up Kinley Phillips. Phillips playing first base for the Blue Devils here today. Nobody down. Phillips squares up and just smacks that one in between the shortstop and second baseman. Throw home is not in time as the Blue Devils are going to tie it up at 6 apiece.
I'll tell you what, she probably could almost got the second base there if she didn't just lose her footing right as soon as she hit that one.
I was thinking the same thing. And she's laughing about it. She's okay. Everything's fine.
And I tell you, Nate, I know this is our first softball game down here. But like I said, I've been down here a few times in the past few years for my niece and whatnot. But even aside from that, over the course of the last decade or so, I don't know if you've really noticed, but I have noticed how much of an improvement they've made to this entire area down here.
Oh, for sure.
This field looks really, really good. All the fencing and stuff's really nice. The scoreboard is really, really clean. Ooh.
That one's going to be foul down the right side.
It's like I remember when I was in high school. It didn't look like this. I know it's been quite some time. But still, I didn't look anywhere near this nice that I remember. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that I might have drove a vehicle on this softball field when I was in high school. I mean, I would never do anything like that, but I knew somebody. I know a guy.
That one just misses on the inside to Tylen Stoll.
Yeah, I just think they do a really good job with the fact. Whoa.
A steal attempt down at second base,
did she miss her?
and she just missed the tag. Great throw by Gracie Chester, as that was right on point, but I just think the runner avoided the tag by going around it. So a nice job there by Kinley Phillips.
Yeah, what I was going to say, though, is just I think it's a great job of them keeping up on these fields, especially when you have to have two different facilities. When you said the baseline's, would you say 20, 30 feet shorter and stuff? You got to have different places.
Oh,
Man, just dropped that one.
unable to make the play there as Aaron Mackling was trying to make that play over at first base, but just dropped it. And, if Austin would have been there, you're right. The umpires were right for moving her because that would have been in a bad spot.
Uh-oh.
Hit to right field.
Oh, no.
Right out of the right fielder's glove. And that will get down for a base hit. Another run will score for the Blue Devils, and Carey takes the lead once again. 7-6 is your score here in the top half of the sixth inning. What a ball game we got here, Greggy.
Yeah, I definitely understood what they were saying about that being a live area over there. But like I said, I guess my point was, like, if it's live there, how's it not live over here?
Well,
Go either way.
I don't think they're really hitting too many balls that way.
You don't know. You don't know where the ball's gonna go. That's my point. They think they know. If that
That's
was,
true.
If
That's
that was
true.
the case, there wouldn't be no fence over here on the side at all.
Yeah, well,
Like,
you're right.
or Austin could get hit by one of the left-handed batters. Swag.
Go
Austin,
back.
don't get hit, Austin. I don't want our camera. I mean, you to get hurt.
Yeah, right.
Gotta say stupid stuff so she can watch it later and be like, "Thanks a lot, guy."
Swung on, hit well into center field, but right at the center fielder as Aller squeezes it for the first out.
It always makes me so nervous because that's always something that seems like it should be so easy to do. Oh, catch a baseball, but there's so much. It's like everybody's eyes are on you. Tiny little ball coming to your glove.
Well, and for these girls, it's not a tiny ball; it's a bigger ball. So it's kind of I don't know. It doesn't catch the same,
It's just, and I mean, I noticed that, a couple innings back when the catcher here had to pick the ball up to throw it at first. You seen how she had to get a real good grip on it, make sure she had her hand all the way around it before she could even attempt to throw it. She knew she was just going to lose the ball.
That one swung on and skied down the first base side, and that'll be squeezed for the second out by Aaron Mackling. So 2 down here in the top of the sixth. That'll bring up Julia Broadman. Broadman fouls that one away.
That one's headed to the tennis court.
The 0-1 in there for a strike. 0-2 on Broadman.
That one just cruised in there.
Yeah. You saw the dirt fly off her glove when it hit it.
Oh,
Swing and a miss by Broadman.
got her to go with that one. Oh, they're having a little conversation here about whether or not it bounced, I think. Like the pitch. I heard
There's a
seemed
little
like-
bit of a conversation here. We'll
A
see.
little confusion. And the Carey base runners are like, hey, man.
Yeah, they're not leaving.
Let's just get flagged for me doing it.
Don't you dare. They'll pull the whole stream
We heard Jeopardy music play.
for an entirety of 7 seconds.
We heard somebody mimicking the Jeopardy parody.
So we are unable to monetize your video. I swear, YouTube just does that so they can come up with reasons not to your copyrighted claims in Zimbabwe.
Next thing you know, they're just going to start making up countries. Like, you guys don't know if these places exist or not. The YouTube generation. That's a long discussion.
Yeah.
And that right there is just another position that I would never want to be in.
No.
You know, the umpire got everybody just breathing down your neck right now. One team's like, hey, we get off the field. And the other one's like, no. No matter what decision you make, somebody's going to be mad at you.
Yep. They tried.
Nope.
And you got to try if you're the coach. You can't just let
absolutely.
that go. I mean,
Like,
heck.
especially if you believe you're right. You know,
You got a case to plead. The call in question was the last pitch was bobbled by the catcher. And in that instance, if it's the final pitch, if it's the strikeout pitch, if you will, the catcher, if they drop the ball, they have to throw down to first to get the runner at first. Well,
Right,
she just kind of threw it back to the pitcher's mound because I think she actually did catch it first, and then it fell out of her glove. But either way, I mean, that's a case that could be made for the Carey side to say, hey, that should have been a continuation. That shouldn't have been the end of the inning. But the umpires decided otherwise, and they must have thought it was in her glove long enough. I don't know. I don't know what the call was.
And that's one of those things where that's the initial call.
Yeah.
They didn't hesitate initially. They were like, all right, let's go ahead and swap. And so, like, yeah, I think after thinking about it and talking it over, they just said, no, we're going to go with our original call on that one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's you know, it's all touchy. It's interesting rules, but I understand that. Because
Somebody
you know,
wasn't going to be happy regardless.
yeah,
So
because, like you said, in that situation, you have to complete the catch because you're completing the strike.
Yep.
Like, so if you don't catch that ball cleanly, yeah, I get absolutely what you're saying there. Now, whether or not she did, that was his call.
That's right. 7-6 Carey, bottom of the sixth here.
Ooh.
And that one fouled down the left side by Mackling. Aaron Mackling, the first baseman, at the plate. That one low. Good eye from Mackling there to take that one. I wouldn't have taken it. I'd have swung. I swung right over top of
I was
it.
just going to say, I've seen something look like that. I'm pretty sure it was strike, so that was a close one.
The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch there by Simons.
Being all sneaky there. Said, I'll go low, and then I'll come back high and make you swing at it.
Changing the eye levels there of the hitter. Swung on, hit, and fouled off to the right side by Mackling. The 1-2 is high. 2-2 the count now.
I'm jealous that you can wear your sunglasses with your headset on. I had mine on, and my little tiny earlobes were hurting from the headset pushing on my ears and the sunglasses being behind them. So I had to take them off, and now I'm just squinting like a crazy person.
Aaron Mackling putting together a nice at-bat here. The 2-2 right down the middle, but it gets away from the catcher. She throws down to first for the out. Mackling tried to leg it out, but was unable to get there in time.
That was a really cool, really interesting angle to see that from.
Yeah.
Did you see it? She threw the ball with her right hand. She threw it, and it went in front of the runner to her right-hand side, but then was caught on the opposite side for the first baseman. It looked like an S. It was like...
Well, that's the one thing about softball that I noticed, initially when I first got here. I'm like, whoa, first base is weird. It's because they have the runner side and the baseman side. So you have that. You don't have the runner stepping on the first baseman's leg when they're trying to get into first base. That's smart. I don't know why baseball's not like that.
Oh, I see what you're saying with the base is extra big over here.
Yeah.
I lost that one.
Swung on and fouled over by Austin.
I looked up and I was like, oh, hopefully it's not going to hit me because I can't see it anymore.
Nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th. 1-1 the count. 1 out. Emma Dougherty at the plate.
Look at that consistency across the board there from Carey with their 2 in their innings there.
Uh-huh.
Then you got Columbian just like, hey, we just come out and put up 5-1 anyway. We need that again. Let's do that again. Take some lessons from the Calvert baseball team on how to score a lot of points. My goodness.
Right.
I can't believe that, man.
That was unreal.
And just their entire season, the start to the season so far, I don't remember what the exact numbers are, but
78-8, they've outscored their
it's
opponents.
insane.
It's like through 6 games, they've scored 78 runs and only allowed 8.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that, like in real life.
Absolutely unreal. 7-6 is your score. The 2-2
look at
laced
that.
into left field. It'll get down for a base hit. Nice piece of hitting there by Emma Dougherty.
Number 11.
And them ones just feel good. Get a piece of it, nobody catches it. Get yourself on base, take a little sigh.
What if I remember correctly? This is how the last rally started, was with Emma Dougherty. She got herself on board, and then Addie Smith moved her over. Actually, I'm pretty sure Addie Smith scored her from the triple that she hit. I think it was a double that she legged into a triple. There's a nice hit ball into right field. Back,
Oh.
and caught by the right fielder. No.
Yeah, she caught it. She's got to get
And
back
now
there.
the runner's got to get back to first base. She's able to get back. But a nice catch there out in right field. Couldn't see very well. I was like, did she catch it?
Speaking of can't see very well, I was just trying to refocus the camera right now.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm assuming she zoomed all the way out there into the outfield, and yeah, it's having a moment now. If only she could hear me. I think there's a focus button on the top of that camera.
There is a focus button on the top of that camera, isn't there?
Yeah, I think so. Because we can't see. Oster, we can't see. Oh, no. So she's trying, she's trying to zoom in on something to get it to focus.
Oh, that one's well hit. Right field, back, gone.
There we go.
Gracie Chester with another home run. This one a 2-run shot to take the lead. That'll put the Tornadoes back on top 8-7 here in the bottom of the 6th. And the senior captain once again putting that power on display. And you see that, the way she pumped up her teammate there, Greggy? That's good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Walked up to her teammate. She says, hey, you're due for a hit. Let's go.
The vibes that I've been getting from this squad over here, the way that they've been supporting each other throughout this whole game, it hasn't been anything like ridiculous, not like anything, like, oh man, did you see that? But that right there, they're very solid, tight group.
Yeah.
And you can tell, man.
That one hit down the left side, and that's fair ball.
Wow.
Nicely hit ball there. As that one stays just inside the third base line. And that's a nice piece of hitting right there for Caitlin Bates. And Gracie told her right before that. She said, hey, you were due.
I might go see if I can help Austin out with this game real quick. See if we're having issues.
Is it still?
I think it's set that it's trying to focus on closer things, and that it's having. Well, let's see here. It was having issues, but maybe it's straightening itself out here. That sunlight.
Huh. That's weird. That one low.
Ooh.
Runner down there trying to challenge at second base.
She wanted her to throw it. She wanted her to throw it, and that one didn't go wild.
2 down, 8-7, Tiffin Columbian. 1-1 the count. And that one hit at the plate, but it's going to be fouled at the plate. Layla Heyman at the plate. Runner down at second base. The 1-2 from Simons. Swung on and missed. And that is the end of the 6th inning. Tiffin Columbian takes an 8-7 lead on the strength of a 2-run bomb by Gracie Chester. And that is the end of the 6th inning. Once again, we want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to all of our sponsors, including our presenting sponsors, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, as well as Clouse Electric, Feasel's Frame and Collision, MST Sauce Company, 5 Star Maintenance, Culligan Water, Seitz Financial Services, and First National Bank of Sycamore. All proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Addie Smith on the mound looking to close this one out, trying to give the Tornadoes a win here. Now, she has only worked 2 scoreless innings here today, in the 2nd and the 4th. She needs another one here in order to close this one out for the Tornadoes. You got Kenzie Smith coming up next, or Kenzie Simons, I'm sorry, coming up next, and she has been absolutely a terror at the plate tonight. Earned her way on board a couple of different times, scored a couple of runs, drove in 3 runs already.
First up for the Blue Devils, number 8, Kenzie Simons.
Kenzie Simons leads off the top of the 7th inning here. Addie Smith, first pitch, hit into center field, but Aller is there to make the play after just 1 pitch. That's 1 out for Addie Smith. I tell you, Greg, anything hit to center field, Aller is all over it.
Well, hopefully the camera stays in focus now. I had to go over there and use some wizard magic, turn it off and turn it back on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The classic.
Yeah, sometimes that helps. It's a classic fix for OBS usually.
Yeah, for a lot of electrical things.
1-0 the count now. Riley Rowe at the plate. Swung on, hit right to the shortstop.
Nice.
She squeezes it for the 2nd out of the inning. So 3 pitches, 2 outs for Addie Smith. And the Blue Devils down to their final out here.
Number 11, Kyla Oriens.
That'll bring up Kyla Oriens.
My apologies, Nate. I've been slacking on the innings and stuff like that. I've been messing with everything else. I wasn't.
Oriens hits this one into center field and caught by the center fielder. Aller with another great catch. That's the ball game.
Wow.
What a play.
Wow.
Absolutely beautiful play out there by Aller to close that one out. And that is the ball game. 8-7 is your score. All right, we're going to take a quick step aside, timeout, but we'll be back with a little wrap-up. Our post-game show coming up next, brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We'll have your player of the game, brought to you by MST Sauce Company. That's all coming to you next right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, your final score, Tiffin Columbian 8, Carey 7. We'll be right back after this.
5-star maintenance, their mission is to exceed the expectations of their clients. If your commercial construction project needs immediate attention, their highly skilled team is ready to tackle even the most challenging jobs. Give them a call today at 419-443-0414. You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Clouse Electric is a veteran and family-owned full-service electrical contracting firm that has grown to be a first-class electrical contractor serving Northwest Ohio. Their mission is to provide high-quality commercial and industrial electrical projects in a timely manner. They do this by forming and training a professional team of employees who are dedicated to their core values, conscious of safe work practices, all while forming long-term relationships with their customers. Visit their website for more information at clouseelectric.com. You're watching right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at Tornado Field. Your final score, once again, Tiffin Columbian 8, Carey 7. I better write that down now because they just turned the scoreboard off.
Yeah, I got a scoreboard right here, though.
Oh, yeah, we got the best one right here in the house, the crispy one. Once again, Tornadoes on top of the Blue Devils, 8-7. It's just the third loss of the year for Carey. They moved to 7-3. Tiffin Columbian 3-2 now on the season. And I'll tell you, Greggy, this one was an exciting ball game to be at, especially for our first softball game. They gave us one heck of a ball game.
Yeah, that. I mean, and they were down like the entire game. Not by a lot or anything. It was, it was a close game, but Carey looked like they were firmly in control there at one point. And then all of a sudden, we would have a 5-hit inning out of nowhere. Columbian just roared back. And then, they duked it out there for a couple more innings and then just sealed the deal there at the end. Just clutch. Absolutely clutch there at the end.
Clutch hitting, clutch fielding, and a couple of clutch home runs by Gracie Chester, who, you talk about, we're here in the post-game show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, but if you want to talk about the MST Sauce Company player of the game, Greggy, I don't think there's any debate here. You going to debate me on this one? Gracie Chester? Come on, man. That's got to be our player of the game, right?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to argue with you on that.
She put on a power display, 2 home runs, including a 2-run bomb to take the lead and put Tiffin Columbian on top. And I'm telling you, they never looked back after that. 8-7 is your final score. And what a performance by this Tornadoes softball team. But what a performance by Gracie Chester as well. Like I said, Greg, I was very impressed with what I saw from this Tornadoes team. Obviously, the Blue Devils put on a performance as well. They had a heck of a ball game, scoring 7 runs. You talk about Simons. She had she had a pretty great. Actually, it was a pretty great game. When you think about it, just that one inning. You take away that 5th inning where she gave up 5 runs. She only gave up 3 runs.
Yeah, this is one of those games where I absolutely believe that this was anyone's ball game.
Yep.
This is a one hit, one catch difference maker type of ball game where it was either one of these teams had it, man. They both brought their A game today. And, like I said, the Tornadoes were down for most of the game, so I kind of just thought, I was like, Carey, they're in control. I think they're going to handle this. And I really was thinking that's how it's going to go until that 5-run inning. Oh, my goodness. I was like, what just happened?
Absolutely.
Where did this come from?
Yeah. So what a performance by this Tornadoes softball team. Very excited about our softball season being underway now, as we will have one more softball game coming to you live from Tiffin Calvert softball field later this season. That'll be in May, I believe, is our next
and
one.
then after that, it's like, depends on what you guys want us to bring. Who wants to see it? Who wants to sponsor it?
That's right.
We got the manpower and the people and the equipment. You just got to tell us where to go.
Not just that, but, you think about it. When it comes time to postseason, postseason time, we've now, greased our wheels, as you say, for softball. So we can cover some softball games. If we want to get out there and cover softball for the postseason run, if any of these teams makes a deep run in the postseason, I should say, then, yeah, we'll be there for it. So I'm excited just to open this chapter for Heart of Ohio Sports, if you will. You know?
And to be honest with you, I'm really excited, like you said, to open this chapter in a sense that I'm glad that we're here. We got to call this game, and we got to finally put a spotlight on the softball players.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just we've wanted to do it. It's just a matter of people, time, money. It is what it is, but we made it happen.
That's right.
And I'm so glad that we did.
And I'm so glad that you made it happen, brother. Once again, huge shout-out, thank you to Greg Kinn for some more spicy Tasty Boy graphics today. As you can tell, he was hard at work most of today. I mean, pretty much all of today that he's been awake. He's been at work at putting this thing together, and he's done a great job for us since the beginning. I mean, for the last year and a half, just with this Heart of Ohio sports stuff, it's just been absolute blast working with you, man. But, you know, it helps that we had the experience going into it, but I think, you know, with us learning things on the go with the video aspect, I mean, you have just done a phenomenal job, and I just can't say enough about everything that, you know, you've done for the company. So thank you once again.
You know, here we are a year later, and I think the only thing that we don't have a good firm handle on is the only thing that we can't control, and that's the internet.
That's right.
Everything else, man, we handle. We handle it good, too.
Yeah, we'll get there with the internet eventually. Hopefully every school in America will just invest in 5G internet, and eventually maybe, you know, Elon Musk will be nice enough. He just wants to give away that Starlink stuff to everybody, and then we'll all just have internet everywhere. We won't have to worry about it.
Does
you know,
he have
that's
any kids? He needs to have some kids.
I think he's got like 15 kids or
I was gonna say,
something.
If he had some kids there in school and stuff on a softball team or something like that, then maybe he'd be getting us some good internet for these schools around here.
You would think. Absolutely. Either way, we're excited to be bringing you high school softball, high school baseball all season long right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We want to give a huge shout out to our presenting sponsors, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, for allowing us to bring this ball game to you. And of course, thanks to all of our sponsors, including Clouse Electric, Feasel's Frame and Collision, MST Sauce Company, 5-Star Maintenance, Culligan Water, Seitz Financial Services, and First National Bank of Sycamore. All proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. All right, well, that's going to do it. Greggy, you got any final thoughts here before we wrap things up?
Oh, man, that was an awesome game to watch. Beautiful day to watch it. And, hey, the sun's still out. I still got some more time to go riding.
That's right. Perfect timing. All right, folks, that's going to do it. Once again, thank you for tuning in. That's going to do it. Please make sure you share the video, like, follow, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Thanks for watching us here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Have a great day, everybody.